Hi, this is Sam Seid coming from the U.S. Fertilizer desk here at Freight Investor Services, and I just want to give a quick rundown of the week's trade so far in the NOLA fertilizer markets. Starting off with urea, we saw the March paper values this week down maybe $40 or so to about $600 by Thursday afternoon. Barge values dropped from $650 in March at the beginning of the week to maybe $575, $580 at their lowest points. We definitely saw some softness. The big market event this week was the TFI conference down in Orlando. The tone was maybe surprisingly bearish or negative, especially coming off of the Indian tender announcement on Saturday. There were certainly more sellers than buyers, judging from conversations and kind of the general tone. And the market also seems a little bit wary or maybe worn down by the recent volatility, though there is some optimism that we'll see that sort of fade as we get closer and closer to the spring planting season and real solid fundamental demand, at least in the U.S. here. In UAN, we saw higher values this week after the ITC announced that they would be looking at anti-dumping duties on Russian and Trinidad imports. Paper values are higher as we see less supply in theory coming into NOLA, or into the U.S. I should say. But physical values are really unchanged from what we're hearing into the interior, so it's sort of tough to tell exactly where that market is at. And then in DAP, we saw March paper up about $30 this week to maybe $705 by Thursday afternoon. We're hearing about, I guess, tighter inventories coming into the spring, and maybe also some logistical issues as far as stevedoring goes. And there's also talk of some re-export buying, which is really unusual for this time of year, and that material potentially moving off over to India. That's all I've got this week for the NOLA fertilizer markets. If you have thoughts or questions on fertilizer derivatives, please shoot us an email at first@freightinvestor.com or visit our company's homepage at freightinvestorservices.com. Thanks and have a good rest of your week.